Hi, UK Guns here. So in this video I want to talk about AR15's, my AR15's in particular, but also about AR15's in the UK, because it's not often something that you see a lot in UK shooting. So first off, I'll introduce you to my AR15's. I have two. The first one is this. It's the Smith & Wesson MNP 1522. I've checked all these rifles are clear, so don't worry about that. This is a AR15, but it's chambered in 2.2 long rifle. So you can see much smaller opening there because of the size of the round that it fires. Now there's some positives and some drawbacks to 2.2 long rifle. The positives being very low recoil, very light weapon, very cheap ammunition to buy and shoot. Also positive, big positive is here in the UK you can have 2.2 long rifle semi-automatic. So this rifle is semi-automatic, 25 round magazine, which is very nice. Drawbacks being, of course, it's not quite like full bore shooting, and primarily is the distance at which you can shoot this at. Now I shoot this at 25 yards. I know you can shoot them up to 100 yards accurately. Lots of people do it. Not as often as 25 yards, but I do know that people do it. Beyond that, not really, but I do know some people have shot this up to 300 yards. I've seen videos where people have shot this accurately up to 300 yards. So it's within the realms of possibility. But really 100 yards or less is what this is designed for. And it's a very nice rifle as well. It comes with all these mag pull accessories, and these are all standard AR-15 accessories: pistol grip, stock, sights, etc, etc. Even you can get AR-15 triggers in there as well. So really nice rifle, and like I say, semi-automatic is a big plus. But my other AR-15 is this. This is a Decade Corp M4A5, and what this is a full bore AR-15. It's chambered in 223 Remington, which I'll show you. So that's basically the same as 5.56. There are some distance differences, sorry, but I'm not going to get bogged down in those. But it is essentially a full bore AR-15. Downside being here in the UK, this is not semi-automatic. This is a straight pull rifle. What that means is every time it's fired, it has to be recocked. Now I've put on here a T ambidextrous charge handle, so it can be cocked from either side to make that a little bit easier. I do also have a AR15's left hand charge handle, which comes down the side of the rifle and out about here, which means you can grab onto it with the left hand and cycle it like that, which is a pretty rapid way of cycling a straight pull rifle. But it is obviously slower than semi-automatic. You can get one step closer to semi-automatic in the UK, and that's called lever release. And what lever release is basically you still have the gas parts of what a semi-automatic rifle has, but there's an interruption of the cycle. So when you fire a round and the working parts come to the rear, they lock back and hold. You then must push a bolt release, or sometimes it's an oversized bolt release, that then releases the working parts and you can fire the next round. You can do that fairly rapidly, and it's pretty much as close as you'll get to semi-automatic firing on a full bore rifle in the UK, unless you're in the military or police or something. But for civilians, that's as close as you'll get in the UK. However, very sadly, it looks like those rifles are going to be banned in some upcoming legislation, which is why I never purchased one and I went for this one instead. I would love to have lever release, but it's not a worthwhile investment at this point in time, because it looks like we'll all have to be handing them back in at some point in the not too distant future, which is a real shame. And certainly hope those of you who are into shooting sign petitions and things to maybe stop that from happening. I know the NRA are trying their utmost to have that removed from the proposed legislation. But we won't get into politics here. The rifles themselves, as I say, pretty much they're standard AR-15s in many respects. The Smith & Wesson 1522 obviously shoots a different ammunition size. But externally it takes all AR-15 parts, a couple of internal parts. Like I say, the trigger is swappable with any AR-15 trigger. Same goes with this. This is 100% interchangeable with all AR-15 parts, except for obviously gas parts, because it doesn't have any. But other than that, everything is standard AR-15 stuff. It takes triggers in there. I've got a match trigger. It's got a compensator on there as well, which is quite nice. Obviously it's threaded barrel, so it can take moderators and things like that. This is standard AR-15 stock, but it's a bit rattly, as you might be able to hear. So I'm going to be changing that probably for a Magpul MOE stock or something along those lines, or maybe a slimline stock like I've got in the 1522. And I've already ordered a replacement pistol grip as well. On there I've got a Strike Eagle 1:6, which is a really nice optic for AR-15s. It's variable magnification from 1 power all the way up to 6 power, which is perfect for the distances which you shoot this at, which you can shoot up to 500 yards all day long, and beyond that if you're a good shot. But obviously on 1 power it's sort of like a red dot, although it does have parallax of course, but you can go all the way up to 6 times as well. So very, very nice rifle, full metal construction, everything you would expect for an AR-15. And I'll put the quad rail on there as well, which is a nice feature because then you can mount 4 grips. I want to get a grip pod on this, like I've got on the 1522 as well, which just makes it a bit easier to shoot from the prone position. Now, briefly back onto the 1522, as I say, it's got the Magpul SL grip, stock, Magpul grip, Magpul backup sights, the M-Bus backup sights. It's got a grip pod, which is a 4 grip and a bipod. And then it's just got this is just an online 4 power or 4x32 scope, which for 25 to 100 yards is more than enough, and it's pretty decent. It's got illuminated reticule, does the job. Also has a threaded barrel, so on here it's just a flash eliminator, but can fit a moderator onto there, which I'm planning to do in the near future. And like I say, 25 round magazines as well, and I've got an extra mag for those. The M4 of course takes standard Stanag mags, just like any standard NATO Stanag mag. This is a P mag with the window. It's a 30 round magazine. Pretty nice as well. I've got some steel mags for it as well, but I think the P mags feel a little bit better and look a lot better as well. So that's what I've got on that. So that's it, that's AR-15s. Like I say, you can get other styles of AR-15. I've seen M16 types, I've seen stainless steel barrels, I've seen the M4 types. The more sort of civilian style AR-15s, similar to these types of handguards as well. And like I say, you can get them in straight pull or you can get them in lever release, but maybe not for much longer. I do believe the main company that does lever release AR-15s is Southern Gun Company, for UK rifles anyway. I believe they've actually temporarily, or at least for now, they've stopped selling lever release versions of it, because they're expecting them to be banned. So you can only get straight pull from those at the moment. So if you're looking for lever release, although I don't recommend it because you may not have it for very long, but if you are looking for lever release, I think the only way you can get them now is on the second-hand market. So there we are, AR-15s in the UK. We do have them, and let me know in the comments if you've got one and what setup you've got. Thanks.